Alright, hey now what is up guys, Aaron here, and what I want to do in this video is walk you through very high level a tool that you can use with any computer, whether it's Mac or PC, to automate all sorts of things, and that is called Zapier, Z-A-P-I-E-R. Zapier is something that I have been using for a few years now at this point. Started out with the free, I believe they have a free entry-level type plan that you can start with, and then you can incrementally, as your needs grow, you can obviously pay more to get more. So you can start with free to play around with Zapier. They do a very good job on their website of explaining what it does. Put very simply, it allows you to connect multiple online web services that you might use to do certain things, and you can, based on a trigger, you can have multiple actions happen after that trigger has occurred. I use this for a whole host of different things in my day-to-day work that I do, and I will have separate videos where I walk you through real-life scenarios that I am using Zapier to do a ton of automation that saves me a lot of time, and it helps me remain and appear to be extremely consistent. And the beautiful thing about Zapier is that you can basically create zaps and then forget about them. When the triggers happen, things will then occur as a result of that, and they will always be the same unless you run into problems and you're notified of that and can troubleshoot extremely easily. So if you are looking for ways to just connect different services that you're using online, Zapier is something that I would highly recommend that you look into. Let me log into my account here, and we can just poke around very quickly. So when you are logged in, you will be prompted to connect an app with another app. So you can, right away, you can get started with automating something. The best way that I like to look at this for you is to give you an example of something that I do on a daily basis. So with my job, I run several surveys throughout our, we have various processes that we are managing, and one of those is ticket support. So we offer customer support to our client, and when tickets are closed, I generate a report of all the closed tickets during any given day. Then what I do is I populate a spreadsheet with the tickets that were closed that day, and then based on me populating that spreadsheet, it fires off surveys. So I'm essentially connecting Excel to Office 365 and then a few other things thrown in the mix. So I know I'm not giving you too many details. That's not the point of this video, but just to kind of give you an idea of the things that you can do, again, at a very high level. I will do a separate video walking you through what is happening with this Zap in particular. We can just very quickly dive in here. I'm not going to go too deeply, but this is a more complex Zap. If you look over here on the right side of my screen, it starts with the trigger, which is a new row is found in Microsoft Excel. And then there's a filter that it's only running based on certain conditions. It's setting various values in a database to keep track of things. It's formatting text, it's formatting numbers and dates. It's incrementing a value somewhere to keep track of how many times someone has received a survey. And ultimately, if conditions are appropriate, it will send an email using my Office 365 account. And then I ultimately have a record being created in another Microsoft Excel spreadsheet keeping track of how many were sent. So that is what this accomplishes. This is a more complex scenario, but it does a very good job at showing you the extent to which you can use something like Zapier. A more simple example. Okay, so here's an example of something that's very simple, and I am not using this now, but what I would have it do is I would have it get the weather for my location, gets the forecast, and then it can email me with exactly what the weather is for that day, and I can build essentially what that email will look like. Again, this is something that I will walk you through. The point of this video is not to instruct you on anything, but just to kind of get your mind thinking about ways that you could use it. So that's a very simple example. They do have other examples that you can browse through. So when something happens in OneNote, create something in Evernote, or vice versa. Same with OneNote and Wunderlist. Didn't know that was still a thing. OneNote and OmniFocus. That is something that I should say is there are over 1,500 apps that can integrate with Zapier. Chances are what you are looking to connect is possible. As with anything with automating, the best way to learn is to just poke around and try things. So again, if you are looking for a way to connect multiple services, which can be 2 services or more applications, you can do that with Zapier to just help you automate different things. Again, this video not intended to walk you through how to do that, but just wanted to give you a very quick introduction to Zapier. What I would recommend, if you plan on sticking with me through the various videos that I'm going to create surrounding Zapier, I would recommend that you create an account. Again, you can sign up for free. So here you can sign up for free. The 100 tasks per month will be perfect to experiment with. You can create a total of 5 zaps. Now these will need to only be single-step zaps, so they're not going to be very complex. If you find with what you are doing with the free that you like it and you would like to expand it, jumping over to the $20 per month plan, or $25 per month, depending on how you're doing it, is a great step. But again, I would start with free, play around with it, and I will walk you through on the free. We'll do what we can with the free, and you can go from there to make your decision. So again, very high level explanation of what Zapier is and what it does. Go to Zapier.com, poke around, see if it can meet any needs that you have, and I will have separate videos explaining some very complex things and also some very simple things that I have Zapier doing for me on a daily basis. Please leave any questions that you have in advance below in the comments, and I'll do my best to explain them in a future video. Thanks for watching. Cheers.